All right, hello everybody. I'm Brian, and this is Amy News and Conversation. We're here during Sterilization Standards Week, the fall edition of 2025, and I'm here with Amy Karen. She is the convener of ISO TC 198 Working Group 8, which we're going to dive into what they're doing in a second. But first, Amy, tell me about yourself. Who are you? What do you do?
Again, my name is Amy Karen. I am a microbiologist by trade. I work at WL Gore and Associates, and my role there is a sterility assurance process champion, which also oversees um, contamination control and many of the microbiological test methods there. So,
All
yep,
right. And today we're going to be talking about endotoxin tests, essentially, right?
got it.
So I want to start there, and we'll work our way towards what this new information that you guys are trying to figure out a good home for, whether it's going to work into standards or create a new standard, etc.
Okay.
But there's change happening in the testing world right now. What's going on? What is the primary change
Okay.
that people are driving at?
All right. So the primary change that's occurring right now is that in the bacterial endotoxin test world, recombinant technologies have come forefront. There's a lot of efforts for sustainability to get away from animal testing, animal models, or animal derived products, and so the endotoxin world is seeing an influx of a need to accept in the standards recombinant technologies.
So I think for a lot of our viewers, as long as they've been around, they think about endotoxin testing and they think about horseshoe crab blood,
That is correct.
right? And when
Absolutely.
you're saying we're moving away from for sustainability reasons, for ethical reasons, etc., where some people want to move away from crab blood. And now we have recombinant technologies that are offering that solution, but
Mhm.
there's more than one, right?
That is correct. Yep. There is recombinant technologies that have been around for about 20 years now.
Mhm.
It's the recombinant factor C. It is a derived reagent that uses fluorescence rather than the typical gel clot or the agglutination or
Completely different
completely
process.
different
Yeah.
process. Yep. But that has been around for a long time, and it has the same intent and purpose to detect bacterial endotoxin. But more recently, there is a new technology out there called recombinant cascade reaction, or an RCR
Hmm.
reaction, which is using now the same technology as the horseshoe crab blood. It's a laboratory derived reagent, but using the same protein cascades and such.
So a little bit of a return to form.
A little bit return to form,
Okay.
but using it but as a laboratory reagent rather than an animal derived reagent.
I
Yep.
got you.
So
And this it does feel like just preference at this point. Efficacy wise, it seems like everything is on the same page. Is that right?
I think so. There has been some discussion on whether they're equivalent, but I do believe that again, the intent is for the detection of bacterial endotoxin, and all of the technologies have demonstrated that they are capable of bacterial endotoxin with the right controls and the right, understanding potency and those kind of things. So
So in that's I think you touched on it, the right control, the right steps, the right setup. And that's really
that is
what
correct.
this is all about,
That is
right?
correct.
So what is the information that you guys are really driving at, trying
Okay.
to I guess figure out what the best practices are?
That is correct. So right now, most of the standards out there are really related to the limonene lysate, or the LAL reagent, the animal derived reagent.
Mhm.
And the standards are written as such that that is what is allowed in the standards, especially in the ISO and the AAMI standards. Recently, the pharmacopoeial standards have updated and created a chapter for recombinant technologies for bacterial endotoxin testing, which kind of led us to be able to start to adopt it also.
I see. Okay.
So we were waiting a little bit
Right.
for the pharmacopoeial standards to come out, and now we feel that with that being out there, that we can start to incorporate the new technology into the current standards. So does that make sense?
Now, so this is an ISO committee,
That is
so
correct.
which is if people want to get involved or share information, do they have to start locally with their country or with say Amy if you're in the US?
Yeah. So as convener of TC 198 Working Group 8, we just many of you are aware, we just came out with 11737-3, which is the bacterial endotoxins test ISO document. When we were making that document or writing that
Yeah,
document,
yeah.
this concept of recombinant technologies was presented by a country delegation, but we felt that the timing was wrong because it still was in its infancy.
Hmm.
Um, at that point, we did commit to bringing recombinant technologies in once it was a little bit more established in industry.
Yeah.
And so there is currently a new work item proposal on the ISO level to create a technical specification for this recombinant technology. Well, that actually aged a little bit. And
Technology moves fast. Yeah.
technology was fast. It aged really quickly. And so right now we're in conversations on where that should land, whether it should be in a technical specification or if it should be in a revision of the standard we just published.
Right. Yeah.
So that's where we're at. That decision has not been made yet, but it is in the works, and we're working with the working group on the ISO level to do that. However, on an AAMI level, there is AAMI ST72, which is again a U.S. document. We have right now the working draft one is out where we are incorporating that recombinant technology on the AAMI level
Oh, cool. Okay.
into the working draft. So that one may be sooner or later, but
So
again,
if I'm a US expert and I want to get involved in this, I hadn't heard about it before, but now I have information to share.
Yep.
I want to be at the table. I would start there.
That is correct.
right. Okay.
Yep.
They can reach out to standards@ami.org and we'll connect them appropriately.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So aside from that, though, is there anything else that you wanted to bring attention to or tell us about as we work towards this exciting change in these documents?
I think the big thing right now is there are a lot of things in flux.
Huh.
We are not sure where it's going to land, but we are actively working on getting the recombinant technologies incorporated into both the ISO and the AAMI standards. Following up with the work that has been done on the pharmacopoeia level, both at USP, EP, and some of the other pharmacopoeias. So, yep,
Fantastic. Thank you for updating us. It's
of course,
interesting. It's fascinating. And we look forward to seeing what happens next.
you got it.
All right.